first thing I want to do is to let you know I'm going to have to make another video. But I did want to show you and talk to you about a thing. So there was a question about, was I going to show you guys how to, put a material on a mesh, right? So I'm going to do that really quickly. But remember that the purpose, the expectation in this class is that you're going to attempt to find a package that fits with your idea, and then load that in and use those assets because, the scale is right, et cetera, et cetera. But the reason why I just mentioned that I probably need to make a video is because Unreal has taken a bunch of stuff. I mean, Epic has taken a bunch of control. Well, they've actually given you more control. They've taken some things out of your hands. So let me start out. I'm in modeling mode and let me make sure I'm recording. Yep. All right. So I'm going to get a box. And I'm going to scale it out. You'll see it starts to stretch. Let's scale it out. And, the assumption is if you want to do a house or something like that, you would have to do it, however you model it. The assumption is in Unreal is that if it's something that will be interactive with, it's in parts, right? You got a wall, door, wall, ceiling, floor, that kind of thing, right? If this is like an external building, then the texture that you would want needs to already have the windows and you just need to be able to slap it on. So what you're going to see me do is slap it on, all right? And then I'll show you what kind of control you don't have. So I'm going to look up wood because wood is one of the hardest things to do, and you'll see why in just a minute. You do need a material, but you should not edit the material as it is. All right, so let me delete this one because that's the one I was playing with earlier. All right, so these are materials from within either a package or UE. So the first thing you want to do is right click and you're going to create a material instance. You never want to edit the original. Remember, you're coming from texture to material. All right. So you're going to create an instance. As usual, I'm just going to name it OG because I know it's mine and it will be easy to find. Right. And then that star right there means that it's not saved. So just save it. All right. So then I'm going to pull this here. And the first thing that you notice is it does not look that grand. And I don't know if this is what I really want. Let me see. That's not what I want either. Hold on. I had one that was really great earlier. It might be that this is okay. This is okay. All right, so I'm going to make a different material instance. Again, because I put that OG, I can delete them later. I'm not going to worry about it for now. Yeah, this is what I want. All right, so I'm just going to drop it on. Well, how do you know you got the right one? Well, I'm going to come over here to my materials. See, it has OG right there, right? Okay, so in the past, if you were to search up scale, that's for the mesh itself, right? If you were to search up UV, none of that old stuff is in here anymore. So the way that Unreal wants you to do stuff, they want you to come in here and literally edit this. This is why I said I need to make another video because I think it's important to put the power in your hand. It's going to take away from the stuff, and I got a lot of stuff I want to go over with y'all today. So what you really want to do is turn on, I double clicked on the instance, and I'm going to turn on texture control, add X, texture control, add Y. And then I'm going to scale it down so you can see. And if you're taking 3D modeling, hopefully you know how to UV map. But all you're going to do is it edits it, right? It makes it. This one is 3.2 times the original scale. So I'm going to put it back at 1. If I go the other way, right, it's stretched. That's not what you want, okay? So what if I just want to go on X? I'm sliding it now. Let's say I'm going to look at this thing from this perspective. Again, I need you to see that I have control, sorry, I have control over the entire box. That is not what you want, okay? You want to be able to go along all the faces. So, so let's just say this is my view. Let's go over here. Then I'm going to go right here. And you can see this is not the right texture, right? This is little circles. It's wood, but these look like logs, right? But I just want you to see, what if I just want this part so I can adjust it here and then go back and adjust it here. Give it a second. So that's the easy way, but it doesn't always work. The other way is to literally go into the material itself and add a texture coordinate node. That's the one I want to make a video for because it takes a minute. It does give you power. It allows you to rotate it. It allows you to do everything. And even though I exposed it here, I don't want to update. I would like to encourage you to see what you can find in Fab that fits your level, okay? Because just because you and you can see the tiling here, right? That's a problem as well. Just because you white boxed it, white boxes are usually replaced with real assets, and that's what Fab will give you, okay? So that's all I'm going to say about this, and I'm going to stop the video, but I'll put that up, okay? There's more important things I'm trying to get to, so let's bring that to a halt. So it had to do with where things sat. Let me reintroduce this. These are updates of what we have, okay? So let me go over the first one. The enemy attack, I know a bunch of people had issues with this. It is now so much better. It has to do with when we were setting is attacking. So I give you a before and then I give you an after. And the fact that I'm setting is attacking early. I'm setting it true that it is attacking, and then I set it to false. Okay. I thought it was in the animation blueprint. I thought it was in the notify, in the montage. It wasn't. It was when it knew what it was supposed to be doing. Does that make sense, everybody? Hit me up in the chat. Let me make sure y'all are good.
So, because I just want to make sure I got this correct.
Yep.
So this is the reason why, like, whenever I would attack, like sometimes I wouldn't be able to attack immediately after it.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yes. And then there was something else. See, this should stop all montages. Yeah, no problem, y'all. That also was a thing, right? Some of the stuff that I show you today, we're going to actually uncheck this. So when your character went into their animation, you couldn't do anything to break it until it got to the end, right? So this will fix that, all right? This part. On to the next. I mean, when y'all look at iCollage, you're gonna be like, oh my God. So this one is the enemy. And then I did the same thing. This is the before in the third person character. So it'll have a very similar look. Hold on. There's that one. Similar issue, lock it down. Oh, okay. So I didn't put a screenshot. I can get it. Let me do that right now. Instead of making an assumption, I'll just do it. All right. So I want y'all to see that I've already, and it's battle tested. I took like 3 days to go back through all of this and really try to figure out why it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So let me grab this right quick, and I'm gonna try to make sure it says third person character up there. Did it do it? Oh, please. I don't know why it does it every once in a while. All right. So I'm adding this. If you are following along on iCollege, I'm adding this now, okay? Third person character. All right. So the next thing is I had camera clipping. So I am in the third person character. I probably should have put that in there, but that's where I am. Instead of making an assumption. All right. And what I mean by camera clipping was that when I moved around, the camera would go right through my body, right? So this is how you fix it. The reason why I want to go over this is to make sure that you understand you have to change this to custom. All right, so right here, you'll see custom. It's right here, okay? And then you have to change it to query, and then you ignore the camera, all right? So that's what this is. So just make sure you look through that. All right, next thing, I kept breaking stuff, and I had to express it somehow that I was getting frustrated. So remember when we were working with the animation blueprint and we had to go in and add the default slot. I had to do a little bit more than just add the default slot. I had to find the animation blueprint and add a layer blend so that if I disrupted that animation, I was blending into the next animation or the walk animation. And I don't know, I got to update that thirder. So I'm just showing you here how to get there. Let me do it. So, what am I looking for? So right here, there's the browse. Just make sure you hit that little browse and it'll take you to your montage. And here specifically, I had to change this from the default slot to the upper body, okay? I don't know if everyone will need to do that. So be mindful as you start to walk through this. But the output is down here at the bottom, is to do a blend. I'm showing you everything I'm doing. All right, change the default slot. You can click the drop down, change it to the upper body. All right, and then you can blend the poses. It's all right here. So don't stress, do it before you go into what I'm about to show you. And that way you're in the same place. It's already up on iCollege. You should be able to see everything. I'm going to double check and make sure it's good. And one more second. And I'm going to stop the video. So you have two snippets, okay? Okay, so I deleted everything, as you can see. And I'm going to start by putting two print strings in here so that I can verify that I'm even, figuring out whether or not I have the right health. That's the first thing. Okay, so true and false, and compile and save. Now notice I don't have the animation in there. First of all, I want to see one thing at a time. So false, false, I'm still alive. Now he's dead. Okay, so we can get that far. So now we can get that far. I'm going to leave this because I need to continue to make sure. Now this time, instead of just using a play montage, I'm going to use the play and a montage. And you're welcome to change this if you want to. We were using the other one. That means that you had to drag the mesh on, but this knows which one it is. And I'm gonna find that death animation and monitoring the true and the false again. I think that was the count of the coins, that 5 that was out there. So true. Okay, so something played. Now, let me show you what happened. My attack is still doing its thing, so I have to uncheck this. Compile and save. True, true. Okay, it's playing, but notice that it's going back to attacking. That has to do with the behavior tree. So the little bit of code that we did earlier that was checking to see if we were dead and to stop the brain component. That's what I need to add to make it go all the way through. Before I do anything else, I'm going to make a video on adding that stuff. And then I think this will be, I'll start there. Like I think I just said, I'm going to do it in a different order, but I wanted to make sure that this was firing off. So that's it for this one. And then I'm going to keep going. So let's continue. I'm going to start now with the encounter manager. So we're going to right click, create a blueprint class of class actor, BP underscore encounter manager. All right, double click and go inside. And the first thing we want to do is make the 3 variables. So we're going to do enemies, and enemies is going to be of type BP enemy main. Excuse me. So click here, BP enemy main, and we'll do it of object reference. Make sure that it is an array, and also click to make sure we can edit it. File and save. And then we'll do the last 2. One is enemy died. Oh, sorry, enemies remaining. Enemies remaining. There we go. And that is going to be of type integer, not the integer 64. And all right, so the question that was asked about the difference between integer and integer 64, you are exactly right. Integer is 32 bits. So it stores regular numbers, values up to 2.1 billion. Integer 64 is much larger numbers, and so we don't need this. So we just want to make sure that it's an integer and it is single. And then we'll do the last one, which is our Boolean, and it's encounter active. Sorry, I'm allergic to something. And it is of type Boolean, compile, save all. And then we'll go to the event graph and make our 3 events. These are all custom. All right, the first one is to start the counter. Start counter. Start encounter. Sorry. Start. I'm about to count something. We're going to start our encounter and just making sure that that is spelled correctly. And another custom event. And that one is enemy died. DIED. And then go down here and custom event. And this is on arena cleared. Let me double check that. On arena cleared. All right. So we'll compile, save it all. All right. So now we're going to go up here to start encounter. I mean, we're just gonna do it all. So we'll come out of here. And we will grab the set counter active. So counter active, we're gonna set it and check it, and the answer is yes. And then we will set the number of enemies remaining. Enemies remaining, we'll set it here, but we will also get the number of enemies. So get, and then we'll get the length. Now, I'm not going to do all that print string. This seemed to work fine. Earlier today, it was all about that animation not playing. So that should be fine. I'll compile, make sure there's no errors, save, and save all. And so on enemy died, what do we need to do? We need to get the enemy remaining. And we'll do a subtract. Of course, again, this is where you could decrement if you wanted to, I guess. It's up to you. I'm going to do subtract. I'm subtracting by 1. And then we're going to set the enemy remaining number. We're going to set enemies remaining. We'll do that here. Set. Move these over. That gives us our number. Set it. So I wanted to pause and talk about the decrement question that we had earlier. You can use it, but you just have to make sure you have your number in there. You know, you're following your number. So if you wanted to do that, you could set the enemy account and then decrement. It's the same thing. So that's fine. As long as we know what the starting number is, we should be great to go. So I'm going to keep it. If you want to use that, please go ahead. I'm not opposed to it at all. It might be a little bit cleaner, but I'm going to stick with what I showed today. So we're going to add a branch and we're going to add the condition, and that is whether or not the number of remaining enemies remaining is less than or equal to 0. Oh, it's equal to 0. And then, all right, we're going to set the encounter as set it as false, which means it's done. And then we're going to call on arena cleared. All right, that should be it for this one. Compile and save all. And then we'll do on arena cleared. All right, so on arena cleared, this is our for loop. So for loop. Oh, this is our for each loop. We're going to traverse the array. So we're going to get, I didn't set my new variable. Let's go here, new variable, and it's transform effects. And it is going to be of type actor object reference. It will be an array. We need to edit this as well. We'll compile and save. It doesn't like it because it wants this already. So we'll get it and put it in there. Compile and save. There we go. And then we're gonna cast to the actor. So cast to actor. And then the object will be the element. And then as the actor, we're going to destroy the actor. Actually, we're not going to destroy. This is where we deactivate. Deactivate. Oh, I need to get, sorry. We need to get actor, get component. Get component by class. Get component by class. The class is going to be Niagara, because I know that's what I'm going to do, a Niagara particle system component. And then out of here, now I'll deactivate. All right, and then we will connect those. And that should be it. The one thing that I need to reset up is the yeah, my box is still here. So I'm going to, this is my trigger volume. So I'm going to redo that code. So in my open level, I've already put the volume in here. And begin overlap on the actor. Let me see. Do I still have that here? No. This is not a thing right now. So let me get rid of that. So I'll just bring this down. And so when we begin overlap, we want to start the encounter. Oh, okay. I had the wrong thing selected. You'll see that said health pickup. Yep, I got the wrong thing selected. So let's do that again. Begin overlap on the trigger box. Let me bring this back over here so you can see it. So out of the overlap, we're going to cast to the encounter manager, cast to encounter manager. And then the object will be the verify. Oh, I missed something. Okay, hold on to this. Okay, we need to get all actors of class, and this would be the encounter manager. All right, and then let's do this one again. Come out of out actors, and we will get, that's the one that has the copy. And then from here, we will cast to the encounter manager. And that way the object is in the right place. And then the last thing we need to do is start encounter. Please pay attention to sometimes how I'm pulling these out, because if I just pull from here, I probably wouldn't see this. But because I'm doing it as the manager and that's a part of it, it knows what I'm looking for, okay? All right, so let's test the system. I have to pull it out into the world, and I have to also make sure I have both the transform and the enemies. And the one thing I don't have in here is fire. So let me type in fire. This is that particle system that I'm going to use to block stuff out. And let's see what these look like. That's just fine. So I'm going to pull that one out here. And you know what? I think what I want to do is duplicate, 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 and duplicate. So we'll put 4 of them out there. I'm going to move over here so I can see it. And then I'm going to choose my manager again and add those so that they know what they're supposed to do. So I would probably stack these on top of each other, but here under the transform effects, click and add, click and add, click, click and add, and add. All right. And then we need to turn around and look at our guy and go to the enemies and add him. We will save it all and then we'll run it and make sure that everything works. So I'm making an assumption because I don't have anything printing. There we go. Okay, so the one thing I did not see, looks like my fire is on top of the ground, is that my fire deactivated. So let's go over here to the encounter manager and let's double check this. I think I see what it is, but let me see. All right, so I just realized that my fire is not dissipating. And I just thought about this. This is not working right now because it's not connected. So we're going to do this. This is the last part. So unfinished, get all actives of class, and the class would be of BP underscore encounter manager. And what we're going to do is cast to the encounter manager. And then we're going to get a copy here. And then this will be our object. And then we're gonna, if the enemy died, then we'll destroy the actor. So you make sure it's not somewhere else. So as the BP encounter manager, enemy died. I am calling you. Let's see. Yep. So what I'm trying to call is this guy. Enemy. Oh, that's why, because I can't spell my favorite thing. Let's go back. Why? That's why it's not firing up. File save. Or that's why I can't see it. So I'm back in the enemy main. So as the encounter manager, enemy died. There it is. And then we will destroy the actor. So I need to look at something to make sure that I'm not destroying the actor anywhere else in here because we see that the texture goes all the way down. So I want to make sure that we're good here. And then the enemy died is firing and calling this stuff so it knows what to do. All right, so let's try it again. And what I'm looking for is that it knows that the enemy is gone so this can open up. So let's do it again. Okay. All right, that makes me happy. All right, I want to continue, and here's what I want to do. I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to duplicate him and move him back. And then I'm going to come over to his details. I'm going to type hid, and I'm looking for actor hidden in game. And so we'll turn that off. We'll check it to make it true that this actor is hidden. And then I'm going to save. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is go back to the manager and let's see, what am I looking for? I'm looking for enemy died. And so I am, after we set the enemies remaining, I want to add a branch and check. I need to add it here. I'm going to do this again. Oh, I just realized I didn't do something. Back over here, I've got to get the manager, and I need to add that second enemy to the array. So let's go here. Enemies, we're going to add one, add the enemy to the array. And then, oh, all right, so I'm going to go back into the encounter manager. And what I want to do is move this stuff down, because I want to check right here. We're checking to see if the number of enemies is 0. And what I want to do is add a branch here. And we're going to, if it's true, we're going to get the enemies. Let's see, number, get enemies. And then we're going to set actor, let's see, set actor hidden, let's see, set actor hidden in game. And we're going to do this. And right now it is, we leave it unchecked. If, all right, I need to go back to my branch. I need to go back to my condition. If false, this one, let me go here. So we've got 2 different branches, but I don't have a condition on this branch. So I need to check the number of enemies remaining. All right, I was just thinking through this, and I want to do something else. I muddled all that code up, so I want to think through something else. So here's what I want to think through. If I have 3 enemies here, oh, I have 3 enemies here and 2 enemies back here. And let's see. I need to add these to the, I think I need to redo my, let me redo my enemies here. All right, so in the manager, I have all 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, order does matter. I'm gonna do this again and show you what I mean. If I want 2, 3, 4, 5, I want the last two indexes 3 and 4 to pop up after 1, 2, 0, 1, and 2 are destroyed. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 0, 1, I guess. And then this one, and then this one and this one are the last two. Now, I set this one earlier to hidden. So what I want to check is that it's not, it is still hidden. So I want to uncheck that. I'm checking everything now. So this one was 4. So I'm going to verify that. Where is my that? So I want to go to that object. Maybe. I think it was this one. This is 4. And this is 5. So let me go back and look at that. So 4 and 5, that's right. So 4 and 5 need to be hidden in the game. So 4, because of the way I'm doing this code, it's not random, okay? So I'm just giving you a heads up. So they need to be hidden, and then we're going to go into the encounter manager, and we're going to find the enemies array. I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we need one more. Oh, no, I'm doing extra. Okay, we already did that. All right, so this is going to be it for this video. I wanted to when the enemy dies, have 5 enemies in the level, and when they die, like 3 of them die, then 2 of them spawn, but they're fighting each other. So I'll come back and we'll do that soon.